Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and
it's 2021.
It's 2021. Oh my gosh, it is 2021.
It's weird.
Yeah, and I'm Will.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is our little podcast about big...
Oh, we're starting the new year off really rough.
Oh, no.
About big flames.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a crazy... it's been a good holiday week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a guest with us. We got Catherine Skillets coming back. She's appearing for the second time.
Second time.
I will say, there's something magical about Catherine, because our most listened to podcast is the one you're on.
And that is
Yeah, do you
definitely
think it's
down
about
to me
you?
and only me.
You
It
got
has nothing to do with how Harry Potter is like the most sold franchise or what.
whatever, you know.
That doesn't
It's
matter.
all
It's all you.
it all has to do with just you're a mastermind at social media. Are you feeling okay, Kath?
Yeah. Sorry. I feel like I'm messing up so much.
You're perfect.
I'm perfect.
Oh gosh. It's so for all of you who are back and everybody who listened to the first episode 1, I guess, or whatever, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And if you missed Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1, go back and listen to it. It's a wild ride.
It's like
Yeah.
an hour and 50 minutes of us absolutely screaming.
Yeah, it's true.
Which I stand by my reaction to it.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a little bit weird, but yeah, thanks for everyone who has been listening, and definitely if you liked the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1 and you liked this episode, check out our other episodes. We've got all sorts of different content about different plays.
And you'll learn so much.
You will.
Maybe.
I listen all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great listening. Just easy coffee type listening to
Oh my gosh.
my brother and sister-in-law talking.
I might actually
There you go.
cry. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
come on.
Okay, hold yourself together, Smeltzer.
Well, if you haven't gathered, today we are discussing part 2, and it is by, I don't think we talked about this last time.
Yeah,
it's
only
actually,
briefly.
Yeah, that is actually by 3 different kind of people in on this playwriting action. So we mostly talked about our women, J.K. Rowling. But John Tiffany and Jack Thorne were also involved in the creative process. But Jack Thorne is actually cited as the sole writer of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So
Great.
I don't know.
So are we
going to
learn about little old Jackie today?
Oh, we are.
Jackie
And
Thorne.
It's weird, guys.
Really?
How much he's been involved in, get ready.
Okay. I'm excited.
So this man was born in Bristol. He was educated at St. Bartholomew's School, Newbury, Berkshire, which I don't know, I'm watching The Crown right now.
That is very British sounding.
Yes.
St. Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, for sure.
Berkshire.
Yes. He matriculated in 1998 at Pembroke College, Cambridge. But he was forced to degrade to return at a later date because he was sick in his 3rd year. But he returned to finish his studies and graduated with lower second-class honors. So if there's any listeners out there that didn't do so hot in school, kind of middle of the road, you know what? You could write a Broadway hit someday.
You could.
With J.K. Rowling.
With J.K.
It doesn't
Rowling.
get better.
Come on.
Maybe.
But he is, as far as personal life, there wasn't a ton, but he has worked on so much, mostly in the theater. He has quite a lot there. The Solid Life of Sugar Water. Never heard of it, but excited about it.
Right.
Hope, End of History. Adaptations of Let the Right One In. Wojciech.
He
He
worked
did
on
with
Wojciech?
John Boyega.
It's Wojciech.
Okay, I know, but he starred in it. Or no. John Boyega starred in it.
And what did he do
Who
with
was
it?
he?
He was.
Oh, sorry.
What did he do?
We're talking about Jack Thorne.
Jack Thorne wrote it.
John Boyega was Wojciech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wojciech.
Patrick, where are you?
Wojciech. It's Wojciech. Sorry, not
Wojciech.
Wojciech.
Previous episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go check out that. So I was like, that's
crazy.
weird. But he did this adaptation of it for that production. And he
Wow.
did an adaptation of A Christmas Carol and, of course,
Everybody
Harry
does.
Potter and the Cursed Child, for which he won the Olivier Award and Tony Award for Best Play, which truly astonishing to me. I think there
I'm
was
sorry.
money put down.
That's crazy.
make
Wait,
that
wait.
happen.
It got a Tony?
Yeah.
Like, what
It got-
Tony?
It won the Tony for Best Play.
Play.
You're kidding.
So that's not best script, not best writing, just best play
Best-
in general. So
Well, the
overall
overall
best
experience
experience.
of play. Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
I mean, I like even
I
after.
would still see it. I would
yeah,
still see it,
I mean,
even though
that's-
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would totally see it.
Yeah,
And
and that's probably
Just there's something to be said for that.
the evil magicalness of it. But also he had a TV writing career. He worked on Shameless
Great.
and Skins and His Dark Materials, to name a few, and he's won 5 BAFTA awards for like shows that he's worked on.
BAFTA. I hardly know her.
Nice. He had a radio writing career, which is, I feel like, not very popular nowadays.
Probably not.
because
Like-
what is
'Cause,
written
like,
on
yeah.
for the radio.
What do you-
Right.
do you,
Right.
like a radio
he did
drama?
an adaptation of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Interesting.
And people snogging in public places, which that snogging one won him the best drama in 2010.
I've heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
There's something familiar about it.
Yeah.
People snogging in public places.
Yeah.
What? I don't know where I know that from.
Oh, I
I've
thought
never,
you were gonna
I've
like
never,
sing a
Me
song.
either.
I've never heard of it.
People snogging in public places.
They should not be doing that.
So he does a lot of adaptations just in general, like Hunchback. and
Yeah.
Notre Dame and-
It seems like he's kind of like the go-to guy for that. If you want like a cheesy, just like nice, family-friendly adaptation, I feel like you go to.
Not that this was an adaptation.
No.
Well,
It was
But
off
it
of
was
her
sorta-
story.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
So
I
she
think
wrote the story and
Yeah.
he
Adapted.
created it
adapted
into a
it
play.
to the.
As far as I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a process.
I know. It must be so stressful.
Yeah.
But he also is involved in the movies A Long Way Down, which shout out to Toni Collette. She's in that. Aeronauts,
Yeah.
which came out last year, with which is not very good. It's very slow moving. which
Oh,
is
you saw
interesting.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
with-
Eddie
Oh,
Redmayne.
that one.
and-
Yeah. Oh shoot, I never watched it.
yeah.
Slow moving.
I would not suggest it. And
Okay.
Wonder with Owen Wilson and Julia
Oh,
Roberts
another
with the
adaptation.
boy.
Yeah. Another adaptation of a book.
Yeah, yeah.
That was-
And get this. On August 2nd, 2017, it was announced that he would rewrite the script for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
No.
But on September 12th, 2017, he was in fact replaced by J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio.
No.
Oh, how do we feel?
Yeah.
How do we feel?
Wow.
That was a bomb.
Do you think that he would have made Star Wars into Back to the Future?
I mean, it kind of. I mean, okay. So Palpatine's daughter is Rey, and Voldemort's like offspring is in this show.
Yeah.
What's his deal? Oh wait, he
Well,
didn't
he
write
didn't
it. Though.
write it.
He
He
didn't
didn't
write
write
So
it.
it's just
It's that's where writers go when they don't know what to do.
Offspring.
Is offspring
Children.
of the villain.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's
weird.
groundbreaking.
Man, I wonder what his version would have been like. Did you guys ever hear about Colin Trevorrow's version of episode 9? It was like he like wrote it and it was like way better.
really.
But they trashed it.
Dang.
It's not way better. It's a little bit better. It
Yeah.
still
I'll
has
take it.
it still has Rey as Palpatine's granddaughter, I think. Maybe it's I don't remember. Anyway,
Did it have a fleet of Star Destroyers?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
that's
it was
good.
mildly more interesting than that.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God.
Well, no. Because it didn't get made.
Thank God that someone out there
Had a better
had
idea.
no.
This isn't a Star Wars podcast, but it could turn into one.
Nope. All right, moving forward. He also rewrote, which this is weird because we were just talking about this earlier today. So creepy juju.
yeah.
He rewrote the initial screenplay penned by Chris Weitz for Disney's live-action adaptation of Pinocchio,
Oh, how strange.
directed by Paul King.
No, but that's
Disney.
not even the one that we were talking about.
Yeah, but it's like of recently he's been in like talks of doing that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, Disney, should you be doing?
There's been so many adaptations of Pinocchio.
I know, but I feel like Disney's on this streak where it's like we have to make live action everything, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then Will,
Yeah.
this is a shout out for you personally.
He wrote the story of my life.
He did. It's coming out 2022. No, he recently in 2020, in this past year, he did a screenplay that is about that's called Radioactive, and it's
Oh.
about a biological drama about Marie Curie and her life.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you guys listen to our episode of Radium Girls,
Radium Girls by D.W. Gregory,
kind of about that.
you'd know that was a bad play as well. We're in a streak of
Which
like
Will
bad
directed.
play stuff.
Is Radioactive
know.
coming out on Amazon? I feel like I've seen
Radium
mutterings
Girls?
Maybe.
about it.
Oh, really?
No,
No,
Radioactive.
Radioactive, the new
It
one.
might.
Got it.
And he also worked on Enola Holmes, which is on Netflix.
That's a pretty good movie.
He's got a rap sheet, this guy.
Yeah. So
He's written
it's
some
kinda
stuff.
Interesting. I know, and like weird stuff that we've recently screamed about. But also I think he did like a cheesy job with this. I don't particularly love his writing.
No, I can't say I do either.
Yeah.
Not in this thing.
It made me kind of like I guess it dawned on me like JK didn't really write this.
Yeah.
And I can feel it. You know, it felt like it trying to be JK.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like JK's stuff about like it's all about like love and friendship and courage and bravery. It can get well, I haven't read the books in years, so actually I don't even know.
Oh.
But it seemed to get like a little bit preachy at the end of like when Dumbledore comes in and explains how love conquers
when he
all.
stole JK's words, I was like, okay.
Wait, what are you talking about?
In this play.
What did he do?
When he's like, you've told me this once before, and he's like, that's all I have for you for tonight. Bye.
Who are you talking about?
Dumbledore
in
and
the portrait?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I was talking about in the books when Dumbledore
Oh,
comes in at the end. He's like, you know what saved you down there? Love.
We have to allow for it being children's literature.
Yes.
I suppose.
Children are stupid.
Yeah. And I feel like JK writes succinctly. So even if it is kind of like it wasn't told like multiple times over and over again. It was always like leading up to that main point about love rather than like reiterated.
And Harry, bless him, he needs it.
Yeah.
Spoken to him.
Yeah, sure. He's
so
clearest terms. Yeah. So, I don't know. But I did want to get into when this play was announced and talked about in the beginnings and fans' reactions to JK.
Oh, okay.
Fans' reactions, absolutely.
So in December 2013, it was revealed that a stage play based on Harry Potter series had been in development for about a year, with the view to bringing it to the stage sometime in 2016. At the time of the announcement, author J.K. Rowling revealed that the play would explore the previously untold story of Harry's earlier years as an orphan and outcast. Interesting.
Huh.
Total lies.
Total lies.
Yeah.
The following May, I think maybe is it Rowling or Rowling?
It's rolling.
Okay,
rolling.
thank God. Okay, we went over this. I just always question.
Oh, you're good.
The following May, Rowling began establishing the creative team for the project. On June 26, 2015, this project was officially confirmed under the title Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and was revealed that it would receive its world premiere in 2016 because it was the 18th anniversary of the publication of the first Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now, on announcing the plans for the project, Rowling stated that the play would not be a prequel. In response to queries regarding the choice of the play rather than a new novel, Rowling stated that she is confident that when audiences see the play, they will agree that this is the only proper medium for the story.
Wow.
Ha! Rowling also assured audiences that the play would contain an entirely new story and would not be rehashing of previously explored content. Lies! Sorry.
Kind of.
On September 24th, 2015, Rowling announced that the play had been split into two parts. The parts are designed to be viewed on the same day or consecutively over 2 evenings. Now, I do think, like, Rowling does kind of a cool thing with this play that is very much her, at least when I played Potter World online. It felt very same because what she and the producers did, they maintained the campaign #KeepTheSecrets to ask people who've seen the play like not to reveal major twists.
Okay.
So that slogan is printed on tickets for the play, and badges with the slogan are handed out for free during like intermission. And people buying their tickets online are emailed a video after the play from J.K. Rowling asking them to like support Keep the Secrets
That
campaign.
is so interesting. That's what Hitchcock did with Psycho.
Really?
Yeah, the tagline on the movie posters was like, "Don't tell" or something. And because he was so afraid that the twist would be ruined by people who had already seen it.
Oh.
Interesting.
And then another movie came out called Gambit with Michael Caine and Shirley MacLaine, and they made fun of Hitchcock, and they were like, "Go ahead, tell. We don't care."
Tell all the secrets.
I
And then tell them to come.
I wonder if this is very sinister of me to think, but like did she do that so that people wouldn't be like, if they heard like, well, yeah, it's Harry Potter, but Back to the Future. Be like, well, I'm not going to see that. That sounds dumb.
It was like a
ploy.
publicity
Yeah,
ploy.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
fine.
maybe she knew.
I think more highly of JK than that, but
Well, we know how it ends, and I still want to see it. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
like anyone can pick up the book and read it before
Right.
they go. So
Right.
maybe she was worried for nothing, or maybe not.
Keep the magic. Maybe
Even
kind
the
of incited that.
Even the Avengers did that actually in part 1 of Infinity War. All like the creator or whatever the Russo brothers were like, Thanos demands your silence or whatever.
Oh my!
Because there was the big cliffhanger ending.
Oh
Even
no,
though-
Thanos! Say it ain't so.
Yeah, he does demand your silence.
Well, fans' response to this play
Uh-huh.
were polarizing.
No.
So, I know. Some fans responded positively to the play and its carriers. Some fans... I'm going to keep that. And its characters, God help me. Which...
That was so cute. I love it.
with Scorpius Malfoy as a particular favorite among them.
I can totally see
yeah.
that.
He's
He's
a very
great.
lovable guy.
He's actually one of my favorite.
He's
parts.
very
For
cute.
sure.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about Draco, but
What?
sorry, Scorpius as well.
Yeah, the son.
Oh, okay. The Malfoys steal the show.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Always. Some fans commented that the dialogue between the familiar characters felt spot on and celebrated its faithful continuation of the books. Others noted that the play sheds light on some of the relationships between the characters, such as Harry and Dumbledore's that we hadn't possibly seen in the past.
Yeah.
And the response had been particularly positive among fans who watched the play on stage. Wow. However, some fans, which I will put us in this category,
I think safe.
say the play seems more like a work of fan fiction, and said that it diverged from previously established rules of the universe and
Yes.
criticized the script's characterization. Some also took issue with the style and the plot of the script, complaining that the Time Turner plot lines had already been used, as had Cedric Diggory's death, and that the writers were rehashing old storylines and overplayed tropes of a fantasy sci-fi genre. These criticisms have led to some of the fandom rejecting the play as separate from the Potter canon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
Sorry.
if that's possible.
I don't
but
think you can really do that.
You can't do that. It does feel like a big wasted opportunity. Having read both parts now, I don't know. Should we get into it?
Oh, sure.
I just spilled
So
coffee on my shirt.
No. Some
Can
soda.
I- water?
Yeah. No, I would use baking soda and water.
Right now?
I don't know. Yes.
Sarah, you're back. What happened to the sweatshirt?
Veronica did, in fact, save the day. I did
What's up,
scream her
Ronnie?
name at the top of the stairs, and she was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's like, I
Yeah.
got coffee on my sweatshirt.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh." But she helps me. We rinsed it with cold water. For anyone who doesn't know how to get coffee stains out of things, like me 5 minutes ago, rinse it with cold water. You can use some soap, and you just kind of scrub the area, make sure it's very wet, and then it wasn't fully out, so we did do a spot spray treatment. I can't speak today. And put it in the wash, and hoping for the best.
Voila.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's one of your favorite sweatshirts.
It is.
And it's
Stephanie
like-
gave it to me.
And it's like very white. It's like,
It is, which I always get nervous about doing anything in it, but I still love it. Anyways,
where were we? Were we getting into
Sorry.
the plot of...
No, we were discussing all of this play thing that we just found out about fans' reactions / her words about the play.
I think we had slightly moved on.
Yeah, we had
Actually.
slightly moved on.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have more that you want to say?
Well, I just think it's interesting. Did JK switch gears? Do you
No,
think?
I think she was pulling our leg.
At the
about
beginning
the-
when she blatantly lied and was like, "This is about Harry's youth."
Maybe she doesn't know what the heck she's doing.
Okay, but to
She
be fair-
talks prematurely.
To be fair, we do see Harry with the Dursleys a little bit more
In a dream.
in a
Yeah.
dream. True.
Oh wait,
Isn't
he
there in
at
part
the
one?
beginning? Oh shoot, part one. It
And
was
we
so
ta-
long ago.
we hear about the blanket that Lily gives
Yes,
him,
yes,
and so
yes.
there's little nuggets. So maybe that's she was but
Okay.
J.K. Rowling would not be the one to be like, yeah, it's 4 years before the play comes out, and here's the plot of the play. She wouldn't do that. You know, she wouldn't want to do that, right?
No, I know, but it just felt like when especially the other thing where she's like, nothing that we've seen before will be used. you know.
Okay, so this is an opinion. What if J.K. Rowling kind of just says things without thinking, or like because she wants to sometimes? Like, I feel like
She's a
some of
manifester.
her press is like pretty off the cuff, and it like shakes the whole world. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel that.
so maybe she was just like speaking, and it came out, and it's like, well, if this happens, it happens.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. What was the tweet that she had about like what wizards did to use the restroom? They would like. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Oh my gosh. It was like, I don't know where it's from. Maybe it's on Pottermore somewhere, but she was like, yeah, for a long time, wizards didn't use the bathroom. They would just poop or pee wherever they wanted to, and then they would magic it away. That's on Pottermore. Or
Ew.
in Twitter somewhere.
And then they decided.
To
Plumbing.
use plumbing.
Why?
Yes.
That
And I'm like, that's less convenient, actually.
yeah, for sure. But Hogwarts is all set up for plumbing.
Yeah, because the freaking
Isn't it underground?
basilisk uses the pipes.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't even remember where I heard that.
this makes it. Oh, that is so funny. We could go on such a tangent because Hogwarts is like built around the pipes.
Right.
But they're like magic pipes.
Magic pipes.
Oh, magic pipes. Okay, yes.
We'll never
Well,
know the secrets of Hogwarts.
It was probably constructed with magic. A wizard probably just went like whoop and made a castle, and so they could be like whoop.
So is
put
it kind
pipes
of
in
like at? Oh no. Okay, I'm done thinking about this.
Okay.
Like the pipes weren't always there.
Well, maybe this was way back, way
Prehistoric.
back, like in
Dinosaur
like the
age.
400 AD. You know?
Okay.
When was Hogwarts?
Yeah, when was the
Founded?
It was. Does it ever say?
Yeah.
Fans, let us know.
It does say how old Hogwarts is. Yes, somewhere.
Okay.
900?
Was it pre-plumbing? I don't think so.
I
think it was.
It was
That's what I
definitely
mean.
pre-plumbing.
Yeah, it was like Middle Ages.
But you know, they do. I mean, come on. It was they do a little renovation.
yeah, with magic.
Yeah, with magic.
But
They
Salazar
get,
Slytherin put the snake in the chamber.
It didn't probably always use the pipes.
That's right. Okay, it's a
Hogwarts
stupid snake.
Was established 990
Okay.
That is very early on.
AD. Yep.
Yeah.
And the snake,
Medieval.
snake
But
just like stumbled upon the pipes and like, oh look, pipes.
Yeah.
When they were there.
Or.
Oh man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had such a problem.
And also.
Hashtag keep the secrets.
And also. Here's. Keep the secret. Also. Did the basilisk always exist within?
The
Never
basilisk
mind.
is a very old.
It's a very old snake.
And he existed when because Salazar. He left an egg.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
But in the 50s, when Tom Riddle was the first one to open the Chamber of Secrets besides Salazar.
Correct.
Okay, great.
And
Was
with
Salazar an evil guy? I want to see.
Clearly.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Or was he just more of
With
like
a name like Salazar, like come on.
Well, you can know. I mean, like, come on. You can't judge him too harshly.
I don't know. Maybe the legend of Salazar is larger than his actual evilness, but he wanted to use only pure blood, and that's just pure bigotry.
True. Okay. Well, anyway, that's not what this podcast is about. But I would see, I would
feel
see
like
a
you say that all
movie.
the time.
I would see a movie about the 4 founders of Hogwarts.
But, yeah.
I don't know if I would.
Maybe a video game.
Creatures movies.
Post creature. Oh gosh, yeah, those are bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're coming out with a big Harry Potter video game that predates the books. It's like 1800s Hogwarts.
Ooh.
And it's like open world, like you can be your own wizard and you just like bop around Hogwarts.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's actually fun.
looks
I
cool.
love that.
And I'm like, how could they not have done that 8 years ago?
Well,
You know,
they were waiting for the technology to be really awesome.
I suppose.
And now it is.
Anyway, so let's get into the plot of this little adventure. So, when we left off,
Yeah, the cliffhanger.
the cliffhanger, of course, was Scorpius and Albus. They went back in time to try to save Cedric Diggory because they felt bad for him because his dad was all sad. So they go back in time with the time turner.
Right.
They mess everything up with the Triwizard Tournament, and then they go forward in time, and of course, Albus no longer exists.
Mhm.
Scorpius is picked up by Dolores Umbridge, who is the headmistress of Hogwarts, and it's Voldemort Day.
Yep. And that is the cliffhanger.
And so yeah.
Voldemort Day. I forgot about that. Wow.
Other key points in part 1. Harry is Albus's father, and they had a tough conversation where Harry was like, I wish you weren't my son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Albus, already being the black sheep of the family, takes it really hard.
Yeah. And Scorpius may or may not be Voldemort's kid.
Yeah.
It's the rumor.
Yeah, it was a rumor.
It's a scandalous rumor.
It's a mean rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's Draco's.
He's Draco's son.
Yes. And Astoria.
Astoria.
Which I just think is a fun name.
Okay, so we come out, and it's like, it actually like skips 3 days.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
I think so.
Right off the bat.
I want to know what Voldemort Day... Like, if you're going to present that, like, wild, psychotic idea, then, like, I don't know, give in to this fan fiction world we're painting. You know, like, what is Voldemort Day? Is there a parade?
I picture, like, book burnings and...
Yeah.
Like...
There's definitely a big
parades.
fire. Yeah.
They do.
Fire.
Yeah. It's very fascist, very Nazi.
Yes.
There's a lot of Nazi symbolism. They even do like a weird salute, which I don't know if I could imagine.
Oh yeah, the
wrist.
So I don't know if you could find it in the book, like what the exact thing is. Like they lock their wrists together and then they go above their head. Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Did they do it above their head? It said for Voldemort and Valor.
That's right.
And then they would.
Yeah, and it was basically like a Heil Hitler, basically.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. And so there's...
she puts her hands to her heart and touches her wrists together. Put her hand to her one hand to the heart and touches her wrists together.
Like that.
Yep.
Like almost like a Wakanda, forever.
For sure.
I love Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. The plot.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, I thought you were like, okay, interesting point about Black Panther. Anyways.
No.
No. Gee whiz. But yeah, so for Voldemort and Valor, he's just kind of bopping around and everyone's like, dude, you're super hot. Are you going to ask me to the prom? And he's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you're so athletic. He's like, no, I'm not. And they're like,
Scorpius' whole personality has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't. But he's like, what was it? It's like,
Scorpion King.
Yes, Scorpion King.
That's his nickname in this new reality.
He has people doing his homework for him. It's like trademark hot F-boy.
He hates homework now. He hates books where in the first one he loved books.
So Umbridge brings him to her office and is like, you're being weird. Why do you want to know so much about Harry Potter?
Also, she doing like private studies with him. What was that about? You?
Well, it was almost like how Dumbledore would call Harry to his office.
Oh, interesting.
She was like, hey, I want you to be head boy or whatever.
Yeah. You gotta build your relationships with the kids you want to put in charge of the Muggle torture.
I want you to be head boy, but like, don't talk about Harry Potter like that.
Yeah.
He's a criminal.
All right, what happens next?
And then
He
goes to find Snape because he realizes, oh my gosh, Snape's alive. He can help me.
Which I love Snape. I'd be interested to watch the stage production to see who does Snape. You know, how that's such like a.
Do you know the cast is in the back of the book?
Oh no way.
I don't know if I would know any of them.
Yeah, I bet it's obscure.
Oh, but he goes to Snape and he's like, dude, I know you're obsessed with Lily Potter. I know everything about your life.
Yeah.
Show me the secret tunnel.
And Snape is like, Snape believes him. Yeah. Because he's like, wow, I never told anyone that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Besides Dumbledore.
Which I thought there was one cheesy line. I was like, oh my gosh. The amount of times they talked about like Lily Potter and just like harped on that little sweet thing that was built in the OG. I'm just like, you're ruining it.
Yeah.
You're ruining the love.
What does OG stand for?
Sorry,
original gangster.
No.
Yeah,
sure. But I just call it original in my mind. But
oh, well, yeah. But it's original gangster.
Yeah.
I'm not up on it. I'm crotchety.
No,
don't worry about it.
Okay.
But I thought I loved the inclusion of Snape. I thought that was cool.
Snape.
That was the best part for me, I think.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it, and it felt most like him. Until him and Hermione had like an interesting like best friend relationship, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, I know. Yeah. So Snape shows Scorpius to the rebellion, basically,
which is
and it's only Hermione and Ron.
Yeah, everyone else is dead, I guess.
hate what they did to Ron.
Oh my gosh, thank you. The whole play. Ron is this worthless piece of crap.
Yeah, he is.
I will scream at that one point.
Still.
When he is truly worthless. But yeah, it was so dumb. And Hermione and Ron are there, and he's like, "Yo, in this alternate reality, you guys are like married and in love." And then
Which
like,
happened in part 1 too. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this like Hermione and Ron being in love and married only in this one reality, but in no other circumstance would they ever think about getting married. That bugged me.
That was weird.
And it kept like being, and it kept going back on that, and it kept being like so cheesy. Where I was like, "Oh my gosh." I actually found myself preferring Harry and Ginny's relationship in this than I ever did like Hermione and Ron. I was like, "You guys are gross, I'm over you," which is like totally opposite how I felt reading the books, how I felt viewing the movies.
Yes.
It's so weird.
So many times Hermione and Ron look at each other and say, "You, me, married, what?"
So
It happens like
crazy.
3 times.
And it's like not interesting.
It's not.
No.
It's like no one cares. Like
Maybe
we
it's
know
good on the
we
stage.
know in the reality that they got married and it's great.
Yeah.
So like why include that?
Yeah,
I
it's just
felt stabbed.
There was no like
Like,
big payoff
They
at
are
the end.
soulmates, and they would be together in any way.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
enough.
lines though, like they're like talking about like the reality that Scorpius is describing to them. It's like, this is what actually happened, guys. Harry wasn't supposed to die. We messed it up or whatever. And they're like, that makes a lot of sense. And then Snape is like, "So what happens to me?" and Scorpius is like, well, you died. And he's like, "Who killed me?" And he's like, "Well, Voldemort killed you." And he's like, "Well, that's fitting, I guess." Or what? I forget what he
He's
says.
like, "If you're gonna die, it
If you're-
might as well be the Lord of the
the Dark Lord.
Underworld."
It's nice that the Dark Lord had to kill me or whatever.
He
And I was
bears
like,
it
that's-
very nicely.
Yeah, I was like, that's a classic Snape line. I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So should we keep going?
Yeah, no, I just think, but I thought like Snape and Hermione's like relationship was odd because
All they did
Oh,
was
yeah.
gang up on Ron, like, "You're stupid, Ron."
the whole time,
Together.
and they're like, "Hermione, you're so smart," and I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. And so basically they are like, well, we've got to fix this. We've got to we've got to get Scorpius back to his reality, and we've got to change our reality. This is our only hope,
Yeah.
right?
They
Yeah.
want to block the spell that Scorpius and Albus use to mess up the tournament.
So yeah, their only choice is to go back in time again.
Again.
Because they've got this, they still have the time turner.
the stupid 5-minute time turner.
And
Oh,
so
that'll come into play later.
Yeah.
That part got interesting. Oh, I want to
So they-
yeah, anyway, whatever.
they
So-
go back in time,
Yeah, they sneak
They go
out
back
to
in
the
time
grounds and they go back
again.
in time.
and
to-
then they come back.
And then it
5
works.
minutes later.
Whatever, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ron and Hermione get kissed by the Dementors, which I think would be fascinating to see on stage.
Yeah.
Fascinating
Oh, yeah.
as in, like, super scary.
You know, it
and
wasn't
spooky.
super fascinating when Hermione turns to Ron. She's like, "I've always loved you, Ron."
I thought that was a nice moment because that is true. Hermione and Ron always
Oh
love
yeah, I
each other.
forgot about that.
It
So I disagree.
was just like, from what they were like, I don't know, what you built in that universe, and then it's just like kind of turned on its head, and it just felt like out of nowhere a little bit from the dialogue. I guess I'd have to see it on stage because maybe it might have been a little more nuanced
Sure.
than what was presented. But I was
Yeah, you get
like,
some really good British actors in there. They could pull it off.
yeah,
I'm feeling more and more that if we were sitting in the audience and if we could just like be open, we might get whisked away and like
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
fun watching.
I
Yeah,
know. I
like,
think I would definitely have fun.
I would definitely have fun, and I'm like weirdly excited for them to make it a movie someday. Like I would totally watch
Yeah.
it. I think.
It reads like a movie.
I
Yeah.
would watch
For
it.
JK
and
for JK to say that it's like only right for a play. I was like, you wrote it like a movie.
yeah,
like
I
sorry.
totally disagree with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because the scenes are so short. It jumps so many different locations.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and like all the magic that's required, like like
Yeah.
kissing by the Dementors. I'm like, how do you
Yeah.
do that on stage that
Yeah.
would look even remotely believable?
We screamed about this last time.
Yeah.
Like, the budget.
The budget. That's why no one
never-
can do it.
You're never gonna see it in community theaters.
Never.
Tell you what.
Okay.
Anyways,
So
So
should
Ron and
we-
Hermione
should we-
die.
Yeah, Ron and Hermione
Snape dies.
Yep, everyone's
Sorry.
They send Scorpius back. He fixes it.
It
Wait,
works.
that-
They spend like a grand total of like maybe 20 pages in the alternate reality.
and it happens so many times. Like part 1, alternate. Like it's an
Yeah.
alternate reality for 2 pages every 4 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's hard to
Weird.
keep track.
and I was like,
of.
in a weird like. I was a little bit disappointed with that because one thing at the cliffhanger of part 1, I was like, well, it would be cool. What would a world look like with Voldemort in charge.
There's
I want to
yeah.
spend a little bit more time in that world.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think on stage, obviously, it would last longer. We kind of breeze through it. And there are some stage directions where there's well, everything's dark and ash is floating. And they're torturing mudbloods in the dungeons.
Yeah.
And they're doing all this really bad stuff that's kind of hinted at.
And plot-wise, there's this reference to this word that I didn't know how to pronounce.
Yeah, what is that word?
It's like aubergine or something.
Yeah. It's a mythical creature, they later reveal.
It's like a vulture-shaped bird.
Okay, we're looking at the Harry Potter wiki. It's spelled Augurey. Augury. It's an Irish phoenix.
It's like the anti-phoenix.
Was a thin and mournful-looking magical bird with an underfed vulture appearance. Anyway, that's is that the symbol of Voldemort's reign of fascism?
I had the impression that it was on flags, and then there was a reference to the Augury, it was a person, so we were just confused about it in this alternate reality, and then all of a sudden
becomes clear later.
It becomes clear later.
It appears in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
In the movie, yeah.
Very nice.
Cohesive.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling, her world.
We're just living in it.
Yeah. Okay, so he gets back to
our reality,
where Harry Potter has won.
Right.
Yes. And Albus is he's back magically. And Albus is like, "What's up, dude? That was crazy." And he was like, "So good to see you." And he's like, it's been 2 minutes, chill. And Albus had no idea.
So Ginny and Harry and Draco have been looking for them. They find them and they're in deep trouble because it's you used a time turner, blah. And then Scorpius lies and says, "Oh my gosh, I lost the time turner in the bottom of the lake." And Harry's like, "Oh shoot." So they have to try to find the time turner. But it turns out that Scorpius didn't leave it in the bottom of the lake. He wants to destroy it. So
that no one else can do it? No one else can go back in time ever again?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like,
which is admirable.
Lesson. Yeah. So they go to destroy it, and then the big twist of the play happens.
Delphi.
Yes.
Delphi is back. We
She's
forgot
back.
about her.
We forgot about it. We
totally,
didn't really
100%.
even talk about her last time that much. I think we forgot to talk about her. But she is just their casual sidekick friend in the beginning. She's this girl.
Sidekick, not sidekick.
Claims to be Cedric's cousin.
Yes, claims to be. Yeah, exactly. Cedric's cousin. She's trying to help avenge their adventure or avenge his death. Be a part of their adventure. Albus falls for her. So they have a cute little romance in part 1. Turns out it's all fake because she's evil.
Yeah,
because she is
the Augury.
The Augury.
And she's Voldemort's real child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So she has
by way of Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
Who we never see pregnant.
Okay, this is my huge problem with this world. Voldemort would never have sex with anyone.
You don't think?
He's too good for anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone else is dirt. They're crap.
Exactly.
That's how I feel. That's how I always understood him.
Interesting.
But I was wrong because this is canon, so whatever.
I suppose.
J.K. Rowling.
It is, yeah.
You didn't consult me.
Well, yeah, but it was was it? She was pregnant before the Battle of Hogwarts, right?
She had, yeah, Bellatrix. So I guess Bellatrix is pregnant during the 7th book.
And has the baby because Bellatrix dies.
Yeah, right before the Battle of Hogwarts, she has the baby. So yeah, I guess that checks out. Sure.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. I feel like it doesn't.
We have to see it. Wait to see if the actress looks pregnant.
No, but just how much. I don't know. I need to see their relationship again.
What's
the relationship is Bellatrix is obsessed with Voldemort, and Voldemort pays her little favors here and there, and Bellatrix is just slobbering, drooling over him.
But also, Voldemort is kind of obsessed with being immortal and protecting his legacy. So maybe he would have a kid as an insurance.
Yeah. But if it was that yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
He made himself actually immortal, so who needs a kid? Wouldn't a kid just be his competition?
Yeah.
Well, he was. Yeah. He'll kill him as soon as they're not useful.
Exactly. It's sad.
Well, she has a dope tattoo.
Yeah, she has the wings of an Audrey on her shoulders or something.
Oh, that's the giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Scorpius is like, because she's holding the time turner at one point, because Albus invited her to this little burning ceremony, because he's like, gotta bring my girlfriend. And then she shows up. She's like, can I hold the time turner? Can I see it? And he's like, oh my god, yeah. And then Scorpius is like, give it back. You're evil. And she was like, no, ha ha ha. And they go back in time.
Yeah, so they tell her about this Voldemort Day reality, and she's like, that sounds
amazing.
Like, it's awesome. And that's exactly what I want.
I want a piece of that.
So she reveals that there's been this prophecy that the times will turn and the spare one will
the spare one will be spared.
Will be spared, and the times will turn, and children will murder their fathers. So she's like, this is the prophecy. We are going to go back in time. We're going to save Cedric and bring about this reality where Harry is dead and Voldemort is the king. And I am his little, like...
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is like, it has to be Albus who does it, because it's, like, part of it. So it's like, she can't do it herself.
She can't do what?
She can't go back and mess up Cedric's Triwizard chances herself. Albus has to be the one to do it, because that's how it happened earlier.
He's the son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the prophecy. That's right.
There's always a prophecy.
There's always a prophecy. So they go back, and she's like torturing Scorpius, because she's like, you love your friend. I can make you do anything.
First, they kill poor Craig.
Oh, that's right.
It could have gone unmentioned, and no one would remember.
I know.
Craig dies.
Craig, guys, remember Craig?
No, you don't. He's in one scene.
He's like a prefect or whatever.
I'm actually disappointed with
and
the lack
I was
of
like, I was devastated. I was a little devastated, because his death is supposed to like mirror Cedric's, where he's like this noble kid who is like he's like, hey lady, what are you doing over here on the Quidditch pitch? And she's like, Avada Kedavra.
Like a veggie
And he dies.
But I was...
Craig.
Yeah, Craig's death...
I just love that his name is Craig.
Yeah. Craig Jr.
Craig something Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
His death was sad, but I was sad that, like, there wasn't, like, more deaths for how, like... I don't know, it felt like this was such, like, a dramatic thing happening. Like, I wanted there to be, like... Well,
she killed everyone in the Battle of Hogwarts, remember? There's no one left to die.
I feel like...
Okay, I never mind.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to work out what you were. I was like,
well,
what?
all the extra characters in the Harry Potter universe
I thought you were talking about
dead.
Delphi.
Yeah.
I was like,
no,
Delphi.
JK killed them all. There's no extra character. You can't kill Ron.
I always wondered how she like deduced who to kill. Like they have to be just the right character to kill so that she's not hated, but so that she tugs at our heartstrings.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like Fred, Tonks, and Lupin.
Yeah.
Just like,
Tonks and Lupin. Give me a break.
Yeah, that was.
I would have.
Brutal.
I think it would have been better if it was just Lupin.
Really? I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad, but I thought it was very heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
The way it
was very sad.
Anyway, so Craig is dead.
Poor Craig. Okay.
Craig
R.I.P.
dies.
Next.
And then they go back in time, and she's torturing Scorpius and dragging them along, and the two boys are like, yo, we just gotta wait this out for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and then we can go back.
The time turner only lasts 5 minutes.
I get lost in this story.
Yeah, I got a little lost as well.
Okay, so they lose Delphi at one point somehow, or like they kind of escape a little bit.
They've got to go. Do they have to go to 2 tasks, or do they have to go to?
No, they just went to the 3rd because that one hadn't been messed with yet.
That's right.
And they're supposed to humiliate Cedric.
Yes.
Because the whole theory is that when they humiliated Cedric way back in the play, he was so embarrassed and humiliated that he turned dark and became a Death Eater.
Right.
And that's how...
And I'm like,
childhood trauma.
Dude, you're a Hufflepuff. Of course you're humiliated.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a Hufflepuff, so like, let's not be hurtful.
Sorry.
But Robert Pattinson comes into the scene because
they're in the task. They're in the maze.
Yeah. And so they kind of trick him, which I did think this was funny.
That was cool.
Where he was like... so he basically kind of helps them out and like sets them, they were bound together by a spell she did or something, and so he like unbounds them and he's like, can I move forward on the task or what? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, you passed. Move on.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Like, ooh, we're part of the task.
Yeah.
You have to free us.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Okay. The thing I get confused is the time turner at this point.
No longer lasts
like
5 minutes.
Broke it, and then she sets it like way back in time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Right?
And also, it no longer lasts 5 minutes.
Right.
Because
That's
they're
what
back
I'm saying.
they're back in 1981 for like an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
Oh
so
my
long.
gosh, that's
For like 24 hours.
yeah. She. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. This is what happened.
Okay.
I don't know. She like breaks it, but at the same time, they travel in time. But when they end up in 1981,
that's right. When they end up in 1981,
It is already broken.
She breaks the time turner. Yeah, she has broken the time turner. So
Got
the
it.
time turner therefore can't bring them back to the present.
Right.
And then they can't be brought back to the present at all. So they're actually stuck
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
past in
So-
1981.
Yeah. So Delphi like gives up on the Triwizard thing. She's like, I will go back even further. I will kill Harry Potter the baby myself, so that Voldemort doesn't lose his powers.
Yeah, so there's no end to the first Voldemort
Reign.
reign. Yeah.
Right. So they're in Godric's Hall in 1981, Halloween, and she's about to, what they think is going to happen, she's about to kill baby Harry, which is so sad.
Meanwhile,
Harry.
we're going into the present where Harry and
parents
now
are
this
freaking
part
out.
this part really doesn't work with time travel at all because they are living in the present and they're moving forward in the present and they are just like waiting for they're like, well, we can't we know that Scorpius and Albus are missing, but we can't find them at all because they're trapped somewhere in the past. We have this other time turner.
Okay, that pissed me off.
Yeah, so Draco
Yeah.
reveals that there's another time turner. That one of his dad's pals or whatever built this really good time turner. Like the one that only lasts for 5 minutes was a prototype. So whatever.
Obviously.
So
Obviously.
this Malfoy version is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's like made of gold. And
Yeah, and it can go-
you can
and
go
it can go
anywhere.
anywhere.
And forever.
And can someone describe Astoria's pregnancy? Why did she need a time turner? Because she was...
No, I don't think she needed a time turner. I think he was saying, I have been tempted to use my time turner because I want more time with my wife.
Oh, but when she was like giving birth, even though she
Yeah,
was
I
weak,
don't
they just
think-
like hid away.
Yeah. I don't think
Oh,
they
okay.
did any
Yeah.
time travel.
Well, why did he even tell that story? What's
Which
the point
story?
of that?
Which
he was
story?
just revealing to Harry what happened with Astoria. Like she was a sickly person, and so they went away to have a baby. And when they came back, Astoria had unfortunately died, and so Scorpius had all these like rumors surrounding him.
Oh, then
So he was just like unloading to Harry at that point.
okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he jumps into like, yo, we have this time turner. Let's get him back.
Yeah.
And-
And Harry's like, no.
We don't know where to go.
But then they figure, oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever if we try to explain.
I know.
Well,
But it does
But it's fascinating.
It is fascinating. So the thing for me is
Yeah.
the boys in the past are trying to change the past to
No, they're trying to keep the past the same.
right. So that means that they could never mind. I don't know. The time travel stuff doesn't make any sense to me because it's like you can't the moment you change something in the past, wouldn't that automatically change the future?
Yeah, so the future so Harry and
So-
Draco and Ginny are acting in the present quote, but they shouldn't even exist.
They
because-
should well if let's say that Delphi succeeds in the past, it would instantly change the future. So I guess the fact that Harry and Ginny and Hermione are still talking with one another in the present means Delphi never wins, right?
Oh man.
Because it would be an instantaneous change.
which falls in line with like
You
what
can't like
actually
wait.
happened.
Yeah, you can't like wait for the past to affect the future. It just always affects the future. Right?
Well, then why time travel to the past ever to make
Well, 'cause
I know,
that's-
I think I understand
Because-
what you're saying.
I get
because-
what you're saying,
right.
but I think it's also that was required to make the present like what it is. So if like what happened, so what the grown-ups did had to happen. If that didn't happen, then it probably would have changed.
Oh, that's true.
You know.
Sure.
So I don't think it's out of like crazy line because like everything that they had like gone back and done, like everything is fine again. You know, so that wouldn't have changed this present reality, and they hadn't done anything in the past really, other than talk to one train guy.
You know who did time travel and like prophesying right? Is Twilight author Stephanie Meyer. Because
Really?
yeah, the vampire girl can like see the future, but it's always changing and it's always constant. So like the fact that we have this like stable present where Harry and Ginny are acting, That would not hold up in the vampire
Yeah, sure.
world. Sure. Shut
Yeah.
up.
Shout out to Stephanie
that
Meyer.
was
Those
nice.
were good books. I stand by
I
those.
liked those.
I like them too. I
Never read
got
them.
caught.
Page turners.
I was in trouble once because my parents were like, "You're not allowed to read this," because I don't know. There was something with like the church. They were like, "We're not sure if you should," and I was like, "Okay." And then I read them underneath my covers at my grandparents' house, and then all came to a halt. And no, but they just caught me and they like read into it online, and they're like, "I don't see any problem with you reading it." I was like, "Thank you."
Actually,
Give me
the
back my Stephanie
same
Meyer.
thing happened to me.
Yeah.
I just read them when I was older.
Aha.
Joke's on you, Mom and Dad.
But they are great books. Movies, I don't know. But I love Robert Pattinson. Anyways, I digress.
I digressed. I'm so sorry.
The grown-ups,
there's
no.
It's late.
Don't
I
even
love
worry
it.
about it.
The grown-ups in the future.
They get a message
Yes.
from the boys in the past.
It's pretty ingenious. This is probably my
is.
favorite magic moment because it's new.
Uh-huh.
You know? It's a
also
new
very
potion.
convenient.
It's a little
Yes, it's a
convenient.
little
If
convenient.
they
Okay,
use
so-
invisible ink,
Yeah.
essentially.
Basically. So there's this baby blanket that's this really important thing to Harry because it's the only thing he has from his mom. So Albus realizes, oh my gosh, the blanket survives all those years. So if we can just send a message via the blanket, my dad will get it because he has the blanket in the future.
And they were like, well, we can't send the message too early because then that changes the course of like everything if he read it too soon.
If he read it too soon.
And so they were like, oh yeah, part 1, when Dad and I fought, it got soaked in Ron's love potion. And I know for a fact my room hasn't been touched since I've ran away. So it's still in the love potion. So if we put this one, I feel like it's called like Dramagus or Demageist
whatever.
or
Some
something.
kind of potion ingredient.
Yeah, you mix it with love potion, it makes holes or something.
Yeah.
Right? And so,
So they basically etch a message into the baby blanket
yeah.
That Harry sees.
that Harry sees.
And then they know
now it's
exactly,
not
and then now the adults know exactly where and when to
Because
go
they
to
write,
save them.
Yeah.
Dad, help, Halloween, Godric's Hollow.
Yeah.
So it's the day that Harry's parents were killed in 1981.
Yeah.
Which, oh my gosh, we have to watch it. Sorry, the scene where Lily and James die, Harry like watches it.
Yeah, that's really sad.
That is rough, and I
Yeah.
can't believe they did that.
Yeah, that was. I liked that. I was like, I think that's a good thing.
I don't know
Oh my
why.
God.
I think they would have if they hadn't shown that. I feel like they would have that would have been a weak choice. I think it's a strong choice to make Harry watch
Really?
it.
Oh my gosh, I
I don't know what the point is
devastated.
though,
I don't know.
other
either.
than being sad. Like,
seeing
what's the point of
seeing because Harry is like I never had a role model for parenting, so I don't know. But then he sees his parents
that? Like
sacrifice.
the greatest act of love.
Yeah.
they did.
Sure. So maybe to see that.
And he's also always troubled because his parents like gave their lives for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, they shouldn't have done that. But he like chooses to let them because he finally understands like this wasn't for me. This was for the
Yeah.
whole future of wizard kind.
Ooh, I
So
got
he has to like
goosebumps.
choose to let them die.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the speech that Ron gives Harry in Deathly Hallows.
Because he's
Yeah.
worth
'Cause
something.
he's
Yeah,
Ron is
like,
worth
this
he's like,
isn't
you're
about-
not.
oh my
you're,
gosh,
this
right?
isn't about you. It was never about you. It's about
Yeah.
all of us or whatever.
Yes. Oh
So
my
Harry
gosh,
just
Ron.
relearns that.
I just want to give out my
character
shout out.
slaughter to
Yeah.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the worst Ron moment in this play is when, I don't know, they hold like going back a little bit, they hold like a Ministry of Magic meeting, be like, yo, Voldemort's daughter is back, possibly Voldemort, who knows? And everyone's like mad at Hermione, who's the Minister of Magic. And then Harry gets up there, he's like, no, guys, be nice to her. And then Draco stands up there, which is really sweet. And then Ron's like, I don't know what we're talking about or have an opinion on this, but if they're up here, I'm up here.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah, that was
obnoxious.
rough.
What?
Ron is a better kid than that. I mean, I say
Yeah.
kid because I don't know. Like he was such a great character in the first few books, and he kind of got stupider as they.
Sure.
Yeah.
Became a
Whatever.
caricature of himself.
I agree. Okay.
I know. It's
all right.
sad.
So
No, that's fine. Okay. So they're in the past. Now all the adults and the kids are back in the past. 1981. Godric's Hollow.
80s.
And they're trying to stop Delphi from killing baby Harry. But it's actually
not her plan.
not the plan. Their plan is to stop Voldemort from killing Harry.
Just
right?
by like intervening and like being like
Be like,
Voldemort,
hey,
don't.
hey, look over here.
Yeah.
And do shadow puppets. No.
So they concoct a plan.
They they're like, well, you know what? We've got to just make her think that she talks to Voldemort when she actually doesn't. So they transfigure Harry into Voldemort.
Which is that?
What?
Come into the light, Delphi.
Oh my god.
That part
Yeah,
is
so
that
they're-
part is actually probably really funny. I want to see Daniel Radcliffe do that. That'd be really funny.
Right?
Harry, he's just doing his best Ray Fiennes impression. He's like, yes, come on.
Come into the light.
But I mean,
that.
the stage, the play makes it read like it works really well. 'Cause
Yeah,
Ginny like can't even look at him, and he's really scary.
Yeah, he's really scary.
Well, I don't
and...
get
My
why
issue
she has
was-
to come into the light.
What do you mean?
I don't think that was in there. Come into the light.
Yeah,
Oh,
they said
geez.
it like multiple times. They were like, we can
Well,
only do
oh, okay.
magic on her or zap her.
I think they were
when she
trying to
gets in the
get her
light.
like into the church and then close the door and like trap her.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I don't know either, but they, for some reason, they had, whatever. I don't know.
My
They were
problem,
just trying to zap her.
They were
Yeah,
trying to,
Ron
I was
again.
Just, like, just kill her.
Yeah.
My problem was like, it's no problem we don't have Polyjuice Potion. We could just use regular magic to make a person look like another person.
Yeah, I was like, oh, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
What
they,
was that?
Well,
They're
they had
like,
like,
Hermione like glosses over it. She's like, we're all good wizards.
we're all good wizards, and we can
We have
just
strong
point,
memories
we can
of
point
it.
our wands at him and just transfigure him into whatever we want.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
And I
we're-
guess because it was like pretty weak because he couldn't even last like a full conversation.
It's
with
true.
Yeah,
her.
I guess
So he
Polyjuice Potion would have lasted longer.
Yeah.
That's
because
true.
he starts like growing his hair back and like shrinking in front of her eyes. And
Like I said, Daniel Radcliffe, I
Really
want to see
funny.
it. I want to see him do it.
because he's like talking to Delphi, and Delphi's like, I'm your daughter, and Harry's like trying to be Voldemort-y, like, I don't have a daughter, you scum.
Yeah.
But again, does that diminish the character of Voldemort because it kind of just turns it into a joke? Maybe.
Maybe on stage it's really spooky.
I guess. It would be cool to see that, but
I don't know. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Delphi, wait.
yeah, it does because there's just a big fight and then they win.
Yeah,
Oh,
big fight.
that's true.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the good guys win.
Well,
at the
yeah,
end.
but their original plan doesn't work. Probably in the
Sure.
way of Harry Potter where they go in with a plan and then
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
fighting at the end.
Oh yeah.
But,
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
They conquer Delphi, and then they have to watch
Harry
Voldemort
Potter.
kill James and Lily.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was sad. And then they go into the future again.
Everything's
and Albus
good.
and Scorpius are like, yo, I asked out Rose.
Granger Weasley.
Yeah, and everyone's like, who cares?
Because Rose isn't in it.
She's
Well,
not.
Yeah, and it's
She's
such like a
not.
weird transition. Like what a power like you guys said, it was like such a bold move, like a powerful moment to like, watching Harry's parents die, and then our next scene we jump to
Yeah.
is Albus
Really
and Scorpius.
trivial, and it's like
School girls.
Yeah,
thought
it's
I
like
would date
it's like
Freya.
still catering to the current generation or the current like the original generation of Harry Potter fans, and then it's like, hey, remember when you were teenagers and you were like kind of in love with people?
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I
And it's
guess.
also like everyone secretly dreamed of Malfoy and Hermione getting together because they were so opposites, and like, isn't that
Sure.
great?
not sweet.
Yeah.
Um,
So Scorpius and Rose.
Yeah.
And then there's the last scene is a conversation between Albus and his father Harry. And
Potter.
it's very. Oh yeah.
Just
Sorry.
kidding.
And they go to Cedric's grave,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just
And it's very generic, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, man, being a parent's tough. It's like, it's okay, Dad.
kind of.
That's all it is. There's like nothing to that last
Yeah.
conversation. I
And
was
then
very disappointed.
I was hoping
it's the whole point of the whole book is their relationship and how it's
Yeah.
fractured and frayed.
Mm-hmm.
There's even like a cliche phrase used. I feel like Albus said it.
True.
Anyways,
No, I
they
was
have
just,
a generic conversation, and I guess I was just like, I was hoping he would show him something really cool, magic wise. Maybe it is beautiful that it's like, I come to Cedric's grave because I have a lot of regrets and, what he could have been. And like that is kind of beautiful because like Albus is so mad about Craig.
Craig.
yeah.
But I was hoping it would be something cool magic thing. When he was like, yeah, my dad wants to show me something. And I was like, oh, lit. Has he built like this cool little
Oh,
secret world or something? I don't know.
has he built Narnia? What did you guys think of Harry's conversation with the portrait of Dumbledore?
Yeah, when was that in the? Who knows?
I think it was when Scorpius and Albus were trapped in the past.
Yeah. And Harry was like, what do we do? And he was just sitting in his office, and Dumbledore comes to his office in a portrait.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, where have you been?
And I feel like, again, that was like a repeat, or I guess it wasn't a repeat of their conversation in King's Cross in the weird heaven reality where like Harry's like, man, you were a real jerk to me. And Albus is like, yeah,
it had to happen this way.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
It's
like a rehash of that.
Harry kind of learns that, like, people, your heroes have faults, and the faults aren't actually faults.
No, but he has that line where he's like, they were great men, but they also had huge flaws, but that's also, like, what gave them, like, the courage to do, like, great things, like, and live their lives. And I thought that was, like, an interesting point, because, like, they idolize Dumbledore, but we know, and Harry knows, of how much, like, his shortcomings, but things had to be that way for Harry to, like, succeed.
Sure.
Yeah. So, I thought that was kind of, like, an interesting kind of thing to think about.
Yeah. So, in a way, like, I feel like part 2 makes part 1 a little bit better. I hate part 1 still.
Yeah, part 1 is still very, very bad.
I think part 2 is a little bit better. It's a little less offensive. But
it still felt like a work of fan fiction to me.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect way to describe it. I know that's considered canon, but it feels kind of wrong too.
Well, there's some really, really good, or there's at least one like really good, like kind of like a fan fiction version of this story, actually, where they take some elements of this. Except I don't think they do any time travel. But they take that idea of like Harry's son hates him, and like they transform that into a different story, and it's really good actually.
What's it called?
Because it starts with, it's just a YouTube video. I can link
okay,
it.
Cool.
But it starts with some kind of conversation, and there's some, I don't know, whatever. And Harry is an Auror just like he is in this, and he kills a bad guy right in front of his son, and like that kind of like is the, I don't know, the inciting incident in it, and it's pretty interesting. So there's a lot of people that hate it. There's some people that like it. Would I still see a movie about it? I sure would. I don't know. When they make it in 10 years, I think I'll go see it for sure.
I think I really want to see it, and even though I really struggled with the weird plot, I think I really liked the characters and how I think I ended up. Except for Ron, I think I ended up really liking Harry and kind of the journey he goes through in Albus. And
I was definitely okay with that.
Yeah.
And
it's like if I could just have the play be about their relationships without any of the, like the fan fiction you were just talking about.
Sure.
Just make it about the relationships and not about weird magic.
Because that to me is a play. A play is character driven.
Right.
It's about intent, like the most important moments in these characters' lives, or at least in Albus's life, right?
Yeah.
And it's about a relationship, and that is to me a very good play.
Whereas this play is kind of like trying to fit the characterization in between these major magical scenes.
Yeah.
That in the end don't matter, because like all the time I guess Delphi existed and they didn't know, so Delphi like was a villain, but we didn't know about her, but they defeat her, and other than that, it all came to nothing.
Yeah, and I think even the narrative of it, like, it should have just been, like, Albus's journey. Like, as much as we love Harry and Hermione and Ron and, like, Draco, and those scenes, like, were interesting, I feel like we were jumping back and forth so much, and it was hard to, like, kind of keep that up, and that's maybe why it feels more like a movie, because, like, in a play, I feel like it's the most important day of like one person's life most of the time.
Yeah.
So it should have been like just on Albus, and we're kind of seeing it from his perspective rather than trying to like cram in Harry
and Scorpius.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
I almost feel like I
got
to know Scorpius better than Albus.
Yeah.
But Scorpius has like a less interesting journey.
Yeah,
right.
He's just trying to deal with this little rumor, and he deals with it, and it's fine.
Yeah. And then he's just like this like dope kid.
Yeah.
It's like things could have been really bad, and they're not now. And you're like, great.
Yeah. So, okay. Great. Any other final thoughts on this?
Just like in the wizarding world, parentage seems to matter a lot to the kids because the house you're placed in seems to be so linked to your family.
Yes.
And Harry was so lost without his family that he didn't know who he was in the wizarding world. And so he kind of learns that it's like Dumbledore said, it's not your lineage and it's not your house, it's your choices that make you who you are.
Yeah.
And what else?
And at least, like, and I feel like Harry didn't even learn that until he had, Albus, because I was so glad in that one scene where he finally was like, hey, sorry I stopped you from seeing Scorpius, because that was a lame choice as a parent. Like, he's not evil, even though he's in Slytherin. And Albus is like, yeah, he's my friend. So yeah, it is, there's actually this TikTok series that I'm following, but it's called The House of Black, which is really interesting. But it made me appreciate more like a family and like how much the house means to them. I know it's kind of psychotic, but it's about Bellatrix and Astoria, but it's like back in the 80s. It's like, yeah, and it's just like these group of younger people doing it, but it's actually pretty dope. And Sirius Black is in it, and so it's about the Black family. And so you see they've created like these scenes and just how some goodness is in some of them like more than others. And so Bellatrix is always like, no. And then some of the girls fall for like good guys. I forget which ones, but yeah. So it's crazy. Like an interesting kind of thing to think about where it is like, it is based in the family, but also not at the same time, yeah, based on the individual. I'm into it. I love Harry Potter.
Don't we all?
I could follow fan fiction, and like if this was just claimed as fan fiction, maybe I wouldn't hate it as much. But since J.K. has claimed it, I kind of hate it.
She wrote it. Here's a question.
Go on.
Besides a few other things that we've talked about, like what other stories in the Harry Potter universe would you like to see? Okay, so we've talked about like we want to see like a young James and Sirius and Remus. Like that would be pretty cool. The First War, whatever.
Yeah.
The First War against Voldemort. Definitely, I would totally see that. I kind of talked about like, oh, it might be cool. The Founders, like that might be a cool story. Any other wizarding stories that you might want to see?
I think the life of Minerva McGonagall would be pretty cool.
Okay.
She's so awesome.
It could be called Transfigured.
Ooh, nice. And she like grows up. It's a coming of age story.
Yeah. When she when she sets up all the knights in Hogwarts.
In the chess set.
No. When she gets to make them come to life in the Battle of Hogwarts, she's like, I've always wanted to do that. Use that spell.
Also, Molly and Arthur, I just think they're the cutest, and I want to see their whole life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I want something. I feel like it needs to be a little bit more like Star Wars. Not that I want to claim this, but where it's people we haven't even heard of just living in the wizarding world.
Yeah,
and like
totally.
I want like new characters in a new time period like.
Well, Fantastic Beasts tried to give that to us, and we were like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Well, but it's also just like, hey, guess what? Here's a young Dumbledore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
it still is claiming on to that. So
I think the first Fantastic Beasts is actually not bad. It's just a little like there's too much plot. There's there's too many things going on in that.
Yeah. I almost wish for like an 1800s Hogwarts where they discover pipes. No, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like just like kind of back in the day where you meet new kids. They're like you see like new kind of relationships grow.
It's a more simple maybe coming of age story at Hogwarts without Voldemort.
Voldemort at
the
end of every
I feel like that could be a good miniseries.
Sure.
Not necessarily like movie, but
in the wizarding world, were wizards and muggles wasn't there at one point when they coexisted in England? And then the wizards went into hiding?
Yeah.
Well, they were persecuted, weren't they?
I want to see that.
Yeah.
The original persecutions of the witches.
Or why the wizards felt like they had to go into hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently they just performed simple flame tickling charms when they were going to be burned to death. Do you remember that in the first book?
I do. That's right.
Harry's like writing a history essay, and It's about medieval witch burnings and how they were totally
Oh my
pointless
gosh,
because the witches would just perform a spell to make the flames feel like they were tickling them.
Right.
And they would pretend to be burned alive.
Interesting.
Let's see how that works.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd totally
Anyway.
see that. That'd be cool.
Interesting. Are we going to cast the show? No.
Yeah. Well, I came
All right,
up
let's
with
hear
I came
it.
up with a cast of and we were all supposed to do this, but we kind of ran out of time. I really pieced mine together, but we were like, hey, let's use only actors and actresses who have who are no longer with us. So
Let's hear it.
Ron is Richard Attenborough, a young Richard Attenborough who played Santa Claus in Miracle on 34th Street, the color one,
yeah.
or the old
Yes.
professor guy or scientist guy in Jurassic Park, where he's like, spared no expense. That guy.
He's great.
Um,
Wait, he would be Ron?
He'd be Ron. Why not? Not as that old man, but as a young Richard Attenborough.
That is bizarre. How did you think of that?
I just looked up old British actors.
What they look like when they're young, great.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
and he's I don't know, whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Harry, Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Mm.
this is crazy.
Yes,
No, I
please.
want Heath Ledger as like Draco.
That'd be cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He'd be so hot as Draco. Yeah, he can't be Harry. Who'd be as Draco?
This dude named Stanley Baker, and I don't know what he's in.
So we're gonna switch him to Harry.
Sure, Heath Ledger as Draco.
Yeah.
Hermione, Greer Garson. Greer Garson.
She's an old-timey actress.
She's an old-timey actress. She played Elizabeth Bennet in a version of Pride and Prejudice.
So she's just made for Hermione.
Sure. Yeah,
I
that's why.
love
That's
that
why.
name. Grr.
Greer.
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 Grr.
Greer.
Sorry.
Greer.
Let's wait for McKenna's middle name.
Young.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah.
McKenna Greer.
We're gonna do a little throwback. We're gonna do Albus is a young Richard Harris, who was the original Albus Dumbledore in the
Very
first two
cool.
movies.
Oh,
super young.
Very
Yeah,
I mean,
very
he
young.
was so old.
Yeah.
Oh, he died. That sucked, by the way.
That did.
They had to switch Dumbledore.
Yeah, that was sad.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry? Did you?
Michael Gambon is crazy.
He's nuts.
I love.
It's so funny because in the there's like a meme of that where it's like in the book it's like it says did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry? Dumbledore asked calmly, and then it shows the clip of that movie and it's like, did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry?
Because it's not, and he like shakes him, and
Yeah.
Harry's like, "Oh, God."
I didn't do it, Professor. I swear.
Yeah, he got that line wrong, probably.
Yeah. Improvise.
All right, who else?
Ginny is gonna be Vivian Lee.
Oh, love. Whoa, Vivian.
Good
Wow.
job.
Oh my gosh. But
I love
she's
that.
so like dramatic.
Sure.
And
Yeah. We'll have
I
to
don't
tone
know,
her. We'll
I've-
tone her down a little bit.
yeah, I've heard that Vivian Lee had the exact personality of Scarlett O'Hara, and that's why
Yeah.
she
Really?
played the part so well.
There you go.
Yeah. There's a lot of drama on that set.
Mm,
Yeah.
Man, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
She'd
go back in
storm
time.
off to her little
her
trailer.
Her trailer.
Well, her and the main
1930s
guy hated
trailer.
each other.
Clark.
Clark, yeah. They were
I've
lots
al-
of fights on set.
Clark Gable used to not like brush his teeth before a kiss scene because he was so prideful. Like, I don't need to brush my teeth. Any woman would be lucky to kiss me.
Well,
Ew.
So he had terrible breath.
gross.
Clark
Because
Gable.
I think he
Come
like
on, Clark.
smoked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was gross, guys.
Yeah.
Great.
Enough about Clark Gable.
Last one,
Scorpius. Alec
Clark Gable.
Guinness, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star
That
Wars.
is so funny because there were a couple of lines that they were so cheesy. I was like, it sounds like Obi-Wan is talking when he's a ghost. Like, these
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my dead cast. All dead casts.
I love it.
I know. I kind of like a theme. Maybe
I
we should bring
want
that
comments
theme
from the
back.
listeners about our previous castings, like from part one. Like, who did you agree with? And like,
True. We should put some Instagram polls up there or whatever.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did for Hermione.
Yeah, we
Oh
did.
yeah.
Totally.
Did we ever? Oh yeah.
Jessica Brown Finley won Hermione.
Yes.
Ooh.
Let's go.
I know you dominated the casting last
Yeah, I
time.
feel like I did. I should write a letter to JK.
You should do it.
Yeah.
I love it. Catherine, what are you watching?
Oh yeah. On to what are you watching?
Oh my gosh, we are watching Downton Abbey for the third time.
Wow.
It rocks. And Will we stop watching after Matthew dies? Maybe.
Ooh, big spoiler!
Oh
Yikes for
gosh.
Sarah.
Come on, guys! It's
for Sarah.
from, like,
Sarah was gonna
what?
watch it,
Never watched.
or is gonna watch it. She wanted to.
Oh my gosh, I feel so.
It's okay. I haven't started watching it at all.
She doesn't even know who that guy is.
No.
I'll never mention
Yeah.
his game.
Whatever
name again.
his name was.
Yeah, me
Okay,
either.
Some
yeah,
guy.
no.
A lot of people die.
My husband and I love Downton Abbey, so it's our thing.
That's so sweet.
Sundays are for Downton.
Our mom had a T-shirt that said that.
Every day is for Downton.
Oh no. My
Sarah, what are you watching?
I am very obsessed with The Crown right now. So
Yes, you are.
similar vein. It's incredible. It's just
Super
so beautiful. It's well written. The acting's spectacular. I'm just so into it. And I love after some of the episodes it'll be like a history factors. You know, like all these things like happened, you know, like the big kind of events they're dealing with. So like obviously the conversations are dramatized, like whatever. But that part, like I love based on a true story things. So I'm like, I'm in. I love
Eating
it.
up.
Yeah.
She all over it.
So
Well,
has Diana
actually-
showed up yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Diana has yet to come.
I know. I'm on season 3.
Also, is it true that Taylor Swift like wrote part of her album as a like tribute to Diana? Oh my gosh, I heard. Okay.
I
forget
think
it.
Evermore, there's one song that she was like, I was wanting to write it about this certain, but I don't think it was Diana. I think it was someone
Okay,
else.
all right.
But yeah.
Tangents.
What are you watching, Will?
I'm watching The Last Kingdom, which is a BBC Netflix series about the Vikings takeover and subsequent kicking out of England, which is it's pretty good. It's a blatant ripoff of Game of Thrones, although it is historical in its nature, but it's very much trying to be Game of Thrones.
Just
Even
like sex wise.
Ew.
I
mean, it's not as bad as Game of Thrones. Not
didn't
even
watch
close.
Really, I don't know. It felt like out of nowhere. I was just like, oh my gosh! It just like goes into it and then it goes out.
Yeah,
you know? That's
yeah,
what I feel like
yeah.
those are.
But it's not as good, but it's all right. And then we watched Wonder Woman 1984, which was fine. We watched Soul, which was also pretty good. Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. Weird. Wouldn't watch.
Christmas break. What do you expect? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we've been watching. I've been
Cool.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
And should we do the 3 questions?
Yeah.
Or were you about to say something?
I was gonna go into the 3 questions.
Oh, great.
I thought that was the first of the 3 questions.
No,
that's our casual question.
That's our casual question.
Yeah.
But it's not part of the 3. Got it.
Nope.
No, I know.
So, Catherine, do
Yeah.
you feel hot today?
Been fighting a bit of a stomach ache all day. Really tired. But you know what? Yes, I do.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hot to trot.
Ooh,
Amazing.
fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's good.
I feel good.
Yeah, own it. New year. New
New
Catherine.
year, new you.
Yeah, actually, oh no, I can't say this. My New Year's resolution is to be my own woman.
That's great. I don't know what that means. But
Love that so much. Wait, go into detail.
I don't know.
I want this to be New Year's resolution.
I feel like I have certain clothes that I want to wear, but I don't have the guts and things like that. It's just like
Wear them.
Be your own woman.
I know. I'm turning 30 this year. It's like it's time.
time to be your own woman. We love you, Catherine. Aww.
I love that. My New Year's resolution is like get ready every day. Or like get up and out of bed and like ready.
Actually, that's part of mine.
Yeah, because like
oh man,
I had this last month. I had like a work from home job. I would literally like go so many hours, like not even getting out of bed.
right.
Yeah, and I was just like, it made me so sad. I was like, no, I need to get up, get ready, do the day.
Yeah,
That
wash
you're
your
given.
face.
Wash your face.
Yeah, I never read that book. Girl, wash your face.
Oh, I saw that in Target when I was looking for
That's the
When I was
extent
looking
I have been
through-
Yeah.
attracted to.
when I was looking for Christmas gifts for people.
Sure. Wink. Eat face.
Do you feel hot today, Will?
Yeah, I got a new coat for Christmas. I feel pretty good about it.
Hot to trot.
Yeah, he wore it for like 30 minutes before we even left
Yeah, I was
the
like,
house.
I just
It was
I just had to like
He just
break it
sat
in. I was like, yeah. I
Who
feel
gave
good.
it to you?
Father.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Wait, where did your new coat come from?
I actually purchased it. My father and mother gave us money. And they're like, don't spend it on bills or whatever. It's just a small thing. Spend it on something like it'll be like have. And I was like, oh, a nice coat to just have forever.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yep. Sarah, do you feel hot today?
I do actually, because Veronica, who got a shout out earlier, Will and Catherine's
Veronica Wright.
lovely mother,
Mommy.
she got a waiver for me, which is not to get out of PE class. It's for
Oh
your
yeah,
hair.
I was like a waiver.
A wave.
I don't know, like a wave
To make waves.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
don't know what it's actually called.
It's like a 3-barrel curling iron.
That was
kind of is.
impressive. But it is. It like clamps your hair, and I had one in high school, and I used it all the time, and I loved how my hair looks when it like has like loose waves, and I used it today, and I was just, it felt like a little piece of like an old adolescent me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that was nice. I don't know. So I'm excited to have it again. Yeah.
Great.
So I feel hot. Great. Next question.
What's your crush?
Oh no.
I have so many crushes.
I can't think of one.
All
You
right.
go, baby.
Did I ever say Gordon Ramsay is my crush?
No.
No.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay's my crush because we made beef Wellington a couple weeks ago. We made like mini beef Wellingtons last night, and I used his recipe, and he's a great cook. I don't like his mean stuff. He can be very mean, but like when you're just watching him cook in the kitchen, he's got like a lot of energy, and it's really fun to watch. So
Awesome.
yeah, Catherine, you got a crush? Sarah?
My crush is animals looking down.
That's so specific.
Every
animal?
But
When
especially dogs and cats. Like when they look down and their face like smushes, and it's like so cute. Like
She is sharing a house with an amazing golden retriever. Right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Maybe
it's
that's
true.
what's brought it
Like
forward.
Riley has a wonderful one, and our cat Sawyer is like so cute. And especially when you're playing a game, like you'll put your hand under a blanket and he'll just be like this,
Oh,
and then like
like-
try to jump at it. Like it's so cute, and it just always makes me like so happy.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't have much reaction to Gordon Ramsay. I was thinking about my own crush.
Don't worry about it. I don't care.
I already forgot who
He doesn't.
is.
He doesn't need your appreciation.
No.
Something about beef Wellingtons.
Yeah.
My crush, I've decided, is a Christmas gift that my daughter, the baby with the glasses, I mentioned last episode, got. And it's a baby doll, a plush doll, and my sister stitched purple glasses around the eyes.
That was very cute.
Yeah, I actually
And-
started crying too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I started crying when I got it, and then if Meredith's listening, I'm so like when I got home, I sobbed. Like I could not stop crying. I was so moved. Anyway, so precious. Great. It's my crush.
Nice.
I love that.
Very
She
nice.
is it was so sweet.
Oh, I can't think about it. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Will, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you, Sarah. Could never be.
All right. Catherine? Are
At
mad
you, Sarah?
Yeah.
Totally not. No.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm not mad at my sister-in-law. No, I'm not.
Catherine
I
is
just went on such
for all
a
the
roller
for all the
coaster
listeners out there. Catherine is like she's like falling asleep right now. She's like you seem like
No,
you
it's
seem very tired.
Well, I'm also really warm, and that I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Well, you never took off your coat. Stay a while.
I'm out of here. I'm going home.
My
But yeah, I'm tired, and no, not mad at you, Sarah.
love.
Yeah,
Love. I'm not mad at you either.
I'm mad at the book. I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I'm mad at.
Yeah, I feel angsty. I feel like we've a few of our plays, not.
We've had some
but
we've had some real downers, like
Yeah.
really bad plays. in the
Yeah,
film.
and I'm sorry.
We need to get back to a good play.
Well, yeah, and this play, like, we had to spend the whole podcast just like trying to understand what even happened.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is because in the other episodes, guys, they can like really break down the casting and the direction, and it's great. And this is just like, what?
But anyway,
Are you mad at me,
no. Oh,
Will?
Catherine, I'm not mad at you.
Sarah?
No,
Are you guys mad at me?
no.
Great.
I'm seething.
Excellent.
I love that.
As usual.
No, I'm definitely not mad at you.
Yeah, what's your
Great.
guys' sibling dynamic? What's
I think we're both tired. First of all.
no, just like
no.
in general.
Oh, in general. Oh, not like in this moment.
We're tired of each
No,
other.
not good enough. I need. Yeah.
What's
'cause-
our sib vibe?
Yeah, like Catherine's your older sister. You are younger brother. You guys are middle children together.
Will and I are the closest in age of all the siblings.
It's true.
Oh, wait, how many years?
Less than 2.
Yeah,
Less than 2.
yeah, that's right.
Wow.
growing up, we were very tight.
Yeah, we're tight.
Still are.
Still are tight.
But yeah, we were at home together a lot growing up, and we would do.
And we would do a lot of stuff. And then even like recently, before we both got married, we were living in the same house for a while.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I used to bring him Chipotle and stuff when he had long rehearsals at Scott Catholic High School.
True.
You're a better wife than me. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I was practicing for Wes.
Sure.
I love it.
No, Will is my tight bro, and we're tight, and I don't know, I can tell him
You're my
anything.
tight sis, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a interesting handshake.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm just always curious.
What's your
you know?
vibe with Will?
I don't know, we're fine.
What's your deal?
How's your dynamic?
It evolves a lot over the years.
I bet. How long have you been together?
6.
That's longer than
August
me and mine.
August 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the year Bryce and Meredith got married?
Yeah, it was just after they got
You
married.
missed it by that much.
I know.
That's a
Yeah.
huge bomb.
I could have been invited, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No pressure, Mary Bryce. Don't take it personally. I don't. But yeah. No, I at the start of our relationship, I was like, Will's my first boyfriend.
He's your first boyfriend?
I know. And only. But yeah, secret, keep the secret.
Hashtag keep the
Podcast.
secret.
Aww.
So I was very like trying to be like perfect. How do you have a boyfriend? How do you be the perfect girl with a boyfriend? Like that was like my
Yeah.
mentality rather than like really getting to know Will or like even the whole like relationship process. So like that was kind of a painful experience for like me to go through personally. I think of just like discovering how to be in a relationship.
Wow.
Yeah. And then now
This is getting deep.
no, I just think I don't know. It's kind of just like I was like reflecting on that the other day. I was like, we are so different.
Did you
than
ever
we were,
think
like,
of
6
like
years
just
ago.
breaking up with him so you could date other people, just to make sure?
Kind of later down the road. It was like more of like
More like last week.
like last week. I was like, am I in this for the
What
right
else
reason?
is out there?
Is this all that life has to offer?
No, it was like a little before we got like engaged or whatever. I was just like, because when it's like coming to a head and then you're like your whole life, and I was like, am I doing the right thing?
Right.
Like I haven't experienced that much of life. Is there more than this? I really do love him a lot, but like, you always ask like, oh, is there that one other person that'll be like so much better? Or it's like, I don't know. It's like these weird kind of thoughts. But I love you, and I'm so glad we're together.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not trying to say that. I just think that's like an interesting thing to think about. But
Yeah, it is.
It's good that you reflected on it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
if
an
you
active
hadn't, that'd be
choice.
kind of stupid.
Right. You have to actively choose the other person like all the time.
All the time.
And so I think I kind of learned that right before we got engaged. And so, yeah.
Still learning it.
Still learning it a lot, but
Sure.
Am I? Yeah.
striving for
Definitely.
it. We love you, and good night.
Good night.